Hey guys, it's Morgan coming to you with another tech video. Today is a fork seal video. We are doing the fork seals and fork service on this 2020 YZ250FX of Mr. Garrett Anderson's, all valved and sexied up by TBT Racing. Brady Metter did that, and now it's time for a service. The fork seals are leaking a little bit, and it's time, time-wise, to do new oil. So join me. I'm going to put you guys up in the fork seal video location, and we're going to get after it. Oh, I got to tell Foxy Biz about that. Alright guys, got the fork off. I'm going to start by taking the bleeder out, because I love fork bleeders, by the way. I love them. System Tech Racing makes the best ones. Anyway, gotta take that out because eventually we're gonna have a tool that goes down into here to break this loose. But first we're gonna get that out. Then we're gonna break this big cap loose after we chalk it up in the soft jaws. What's that? Yeah. If you want to do something other than clothes shop. Alright, now, gotta tip this over, dump it out. Yes, please. Okay. Oh, that would make him so sad. Alright, on these SSS forks from KYB, it's a 17 millimeter from the bottom. Leia, come here. We're just going to break her loose. Now, let's see if I can show you guys this, what the best way to show you. I think you guys can see. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. So the other reason we take that bleeder out of there is we're going to push down on that. We don't want to break it. We don't want to mess anything up. This bucket that it's in is plastic, so it's all good. Grab the holder. Race Tech makes this little guy TFHP01 for holding damper rods. So we take this holder, we're going to push down and put it underneath there like that. That holds the whole thing up. So now we can slide our wrench here, which I believe is a 15. Yep. So 15 on that. Alright, before we go any further, guys, we want to count our clickers. So we're going to go in. So 16 clicks. Now we back them all the way out. Leia. Go, take that off, set her down, take the damper rod adjusting part out. Now we push down. Take that loose. Ow. Take everything, and set her down. Alright guys, so seal removal, same as always. Going to come in here into between the seal and the tube and twist, and that pulls it up, go around. Now that's free. Now we're going to get the circlip out, and now we slide hammer. Boom. Just like that. These bushings are in really good shape, so we're not going to replace them. But as with all my fork seal video guys, I like to tell you that I like to take them off and put them down in order. I drop them, put them in order. That's the washer. We got the inner bushing, outer bushing washer, oil seal, circlip, dust seal. Boom, just like that. Now we're going to take our tubes over to the parts washer, wash them up, and then we'll come back and assemble this, and then we'll take the damper rod cartridge apart and show you how we bleed that and make sure it's all good. Alright guys, we've got them all cleaned up. I just want to show you again, I do this on all the forks I do, and I do it over by the parts washer for real, but I like to take a piece of red Scotch-Brite, wrap it around the fork tube, and then twist and go up like that, and then come back down. And what that does is it puts a super fine little like micro crosshatch in the chrome, which then helps hold a really thin film of oil, which then lets the seal slide up and down nice and smooth. So that's, in my opinion, very important. Some suspension guys will charge you extra for micro polishing. That's all they're doing most of the time. And so we don't charge anything extra because that's just part of the job here. So, all right, let's put these part back together, then we'll get to the cartridge. I'm gonna start with, got our bullet from Motion Pro. Just makes it easier. You can use like an old plastic bag or something like that, but it's just super easy like this. Then we'll take just a little bit of grease on the dust seal. Gonna go on like that. Take our circlip. This style circlip doesn't really matter when you put it on. You can bend it around there really easily, but might as well. I'm gonna take our oil seal, and the grease that's left on here is all we really need for this. So that goes on. Since these are all laid out in order here, it's really easy. Take our washer, make sure we get it clean. Now we can take the bullet off, outer bushing, inner bushing. Boom. There we go. Now we're going to come together. I like to, and I think you should, drive home the washer and outer bushing before you do the seal. There we go. Now we got our oil seal. And I like to do this just in my hand like this and not on something, so you're not messing up this. Also, it just gives that little bit of cushion to the banging so nothing gets hurt. Take our circlip, put her down in there. As always, I take a flat blade and just gonna be really careful as you push that down in to the foam. If you're not careful, you can mess up the seal. So then for the dust seal, I just like to go boop, like that, and we're good. Well, this part's done. Set it up out of the way. Short coffee break, which is different than the break that's happening just next door. So I just have to tell this story. So the other business that is in this like kind of little area that we're in, they're growing and doing awesome. I'm really proud of them for having an awesome business that seemed to be rocking and rolling. They mix dirt for growing weed, and that's whatever. So they mix dirt for growing weed. They're generally a happy bunch of people because I think their owner encourages them to take breaks, smoke weed, whatever. I don't know. But out back here, they park a Suburban, and 4 of them crawl into the Suburban, and it's like Cheech and Chong movie all the time, like many times a day. So anyway, it's hilarious. Anyway, those guys are hilarious. If you guys are ever here, we can go out back and watch. It's like watching an old Cheech and Chong movie. It's just seriously hilarious. Anyway, so I'm taking a coffee break, which is a little bit, it's like the opposite actually, I would argue. But it's not as funny either. Alright, now let's take apart the inner cartridge. This is a tool you gotta have. There it is. It's like a huge Allen, drops down in there. Also from Motion Pro. Then we're gonna chop this up in the soft gels, but this time we're not gonna go crazy tight because you can crush this piece. You don't want to do that. You can like that. I'm gonna grab our 19mm wrench and our fork cap wrench. Because we're using the fork cap wrench to steady it while we break it loose, not the soft jaws. Now we're going to take the rod, the damper rod, and we're going to push. That brings this up. Put it over something that oil can go into because it's usually a little bit messy. There we go. There's our compression stack right there. We're going to take this and I'm going to bleed it out and get all the oil out of there. This already has the hole drilled in it. That's because TBT worked on it. I don't think these are coming pre-drilled yet. Yamaha's. Part of a good service on a set of forks, you want to clean the valving stack. Now I'm not going to take this one apart. This oil is super clean. Garrett stays on top of his maintenance on his suspension because he races and he likes to keep it working really good. So this is not all gunked up. Probably the next time I will take it apart anyway. Take some air, blow them out. Now we're going to take the mid valve out. Take this nut off. Remember which way it goes on. The flat parts go up. Now be really careful because these threads can cut this seal. So I like to take a little bit of grease, put it on there, give those things just a little bit of lube as they go through, push it through. There we go. There's our mid valve. Look in here, we're going to go ahead and spray some brake clean down in here, get this nice and clean. Nope. Reassemble, there's still grease left on there, so that's good. Just kind of drop her down in there. There we go. Go, make sure it moves really well. Gonna put our nut back on. Alright, now we're gonna bleed this. We're gonna take 5-weight Maxima Racing fork oil. This is what's in here. Pour it in. And I like to just come up to about this part here. You can see that down in here. And we're just going to go up and down. Nice and easy. Then I push this up. We're going to fill this up to just below the little bleed holes. And that's too much because it really probably needs to be right about here. But I like to bring it up to about that level. Makes a little bit of a mess, but make sure you don't get any air in there. We're going to take our cartridge here. We're going to come in. Make sure you do this over something, again, that doesn't get doesn't matter if we get some oil in it. I'm going to push in. And as we push, you watch this rod. There we go. Now, it's important that that rod comes all the way out while you're doing this. If it doesn't, a lot of times that means this seal down here has gotten, you know, compromised. So, and if it did, you got to replace it now before you put it all back together. Tighten this down. And I know that compression is super annoying, but whatever. Anyway, so now to tighten this down, we're just gonna go eat. Like, I don't know what the torque spec is, but it's not a ton. It's got an O-ring, it's got a spring and all that stuff, so it's gonna keep it from wanting to come out. So we're just gonna put just a little bit on it, and it'll be good. Last part of this is we're going to take it, we're going to push the rod in partially to bleed out any extra oil out of these holes. Also to make sure it comes all the way back out like it's supposed to. There we go. That's just perfect. Now, take our spring perch, put it back on. Spring. And fork tubes. And we're gonna I like to hook it on there just to get started, and then because like that nut will kind of hook on the side of the fork. That'll hold it just long enough so I can grab the holder tool. We can push down. There we go. Adjuster rod. When I put these in, I like to grab it and then push on it. Make sure it goes doom, doom, doom. It's got to spring back because sometimes the needle that this pushes on will get grimed up and gnarly, and you push down, it'll either stay down or you can't push on it. And if that's happening, you need to take the whole thing back apart and really clean it. Take our end cap with the clicker in it, run that down. It's going to stop against, so this nut, you need to make sure that's all the way down so that when you run this on, it stops against the bottom of that rod. It stops there, and then as we tighten it, this is actually coming up to lock this in place, because if you don't do that, this clicker isn't in the right spot up and down. Again, 15 millimeter wrench, 17 millimeter socket. We can just go on slow, give a little bit of bump. There we go. Now, final part, I'm going to put 350 cc's of oil in here. Well, actually, I take that back. Because TBT does a nice job of putting their sticker on here, it says 310 cc's. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm making sure this is his fork, but yeah, 310. .350 is the normal amount that goes in the outside of most of these fork tubes, but you know, I do know that they changed the diameter of this outside tube, at least the upper part of it, in later model bikes, because the triple clamp, anyway, whatever. So maybe it takes less overall. I mean, 40 cc's isn't a ton of oil. It's not going to cause a real problem if you put too much in, but it would make this bike stiff compared to what he had it at. So like that. Now, gonna push on it, make sure it moves like it's supposed to. It does. Put our bleeder back in, and then we'll set our clickers back to where they were, and we'll be good to go. And that's it. The other fork's identical, so I'm not gonna show you that one. This was the right side fork, but like I said, on these SSS forks, they're the same right to left, so it doesn't matter. There we go. Hope you guys like that video. Hope it helps you get some fork seals done. And if you like this stuff, go ahead and subscribe. Also, if this is your first time to our channel and you watched all the way through the video and we helped you at all, consider checking out the rest of our channel. We do lots of mechanic stuff, we do lots of ride stuff, race stuff, reviews, all that good stuff. So check out the rest of the channel, and if you think it's rad, subscribe, because that would be cool. Talk to you guys later.